This is a bit of research which is looking at past history of the stock market. I know past performance is not a guide to future returns, but we don't have much else to go on if we want to see how the stock markets behave. And again, I will say, before I go into the details of it, that what it does is highlight a slight anomaly that occurs in the stock market, but it doesn't necessarily mean you should act upon it. It's something that's interesting, but as you will see, it does give you a sense that now is a good time to invest in the market, because at the moment people are worried about the stock market highs. And again, I've done research that shows if you get a stock market high, you're much more likely to get another high than the market to implode the next day. Also, the research I've just spoken about highlights the different strategies you can implement, but just being balanced and invested is one of the best strategies. But even now, with the market highs, potential AI bubble, we are entering a time of year that is statistically positive for people who want to start investing money. So what I did was look at how the FTSE 100 had performed in 5-year intervals since its inception in January 1984. So I looked at from 1984 right the way up to 2025. And so for every day in that window, I looked at what would have happened if somebody had put money to work on that day, and where would the FTSE have been 5 years later, and was it higher or lower, and what was the percentage return. So what I did was look at each individual day within that entire range, look at where the FTSE 100 was on that day, then looked at where it was exactly 5 years later and looked at the difference to work out the return. I didn't take into account dividends, I was just looking at the price movements. So that is one drawback of the research, but it gives you an indication of the return that an investor would have received had they invested in the FTSE 100 for a 5-year window. And I looked at all the possible 5-year windows, and to do that I had to look at over 10,000 data points. And what is interesting, you could then start to clump together all of the respective days of the year. So you could look at the average increase or decrease in the FTSE 100 if you'd invested on the 10th of February in that given time window. So you could do that for every day of the year. And if you compile all of that, then what you can do is start to look at, are there any patterns? Is there any day that stands out particularly as being very strong for investing, or are they all just the same over time? It just averages out. Or are there some strong periods or weak periods? And what I've found, there is definitely a seasonality in it. And I'm not going to give the details away and the full list of days and the order of best to last, because that's for people who have an 80/20 investor membership. You can take out a free trial, of course. We'll put a link in the notes if you want to see the rest of the research. But what I will tell you is that 5 of the top 10 days, when you looked at the average return for 5 years on the FTSE 100, 5 of the top 10 days occurred between Christmas and the 10th of January. So that is such a skew that shows that we are now entering a period that is seasonally positive. Now, if anybody listens to our podcast or has seen research we've carried out before, they will have heard about the Santa rally and the January effect. So it looks like they are real phenomenon that do tend to influence returns in a positive way if you put money to work at the start of the year. Interestingly, if you extend it a bit further, 8 of the top 10 best days of the year occur between Christmas and the end of January. And if we look at the worst days of the year, 5 of the top 10 worst days to invest are in September. Now, I'm not saying you take this research and you use it to base your investment decisions around, because of course it is taking averages and every year is different. But what it should do is emphasize that, well, we are entering a seasonally positive time of year. So for people who are really being put off of investing, then it is a good time to invest. But what I want people to really take away is that while that's interesting and it's sort of a bit of an anomaly, when you have a longer investing time frame, these sorts of quirks tend to matter less over time. It's about your investing time frame that's more important, because you can compound those returns. But ultimately, you can't really cherry pick a day because it's never consistent. I'm talking about averages, but also the best day to invest was yesterday, and the second best day to invest is today.